What's up, everybody? I cannot tell you how much I've appreciated all of the advice that I've gotten throughout the years, whether it was from my parents, family members, friends, co-workers. It has been a true blessing in my life. So guess what? Today, I am going to share the love and give you my #1 piece of advice on a bunch of different topics. A lot of it I've had to learn on my own through tough life lessons, so this is pretty much my advice to my 20-year-old self. My #1 best piece of fashion advice would be comfortable and make sure you have on panties. Make sure that it's not see-through. I had to learn the hard way that you've gotta flash test things, like whether it's one of your girlfriends, be like, test this and make sure this isn't see-through and make sure that you have on underclothes. Best piece of makeup advice is practice makes perfect. And I think that learning your own face is the best thing you can do when it comes to makeup. Try different things, try new things, but learn what looks best for you and what makes you feel the most beautiful. Other people have been trying to tell me I should wear black eyeliner in my waterline for years, and I've rebuked that in the name of Jesus because that's not for me. It makes my eyes look small and beady. It works for other people, but it doesn't work for me. It's just not my zhuzh. I did so much crap to my hair growing up, bleaching it, doing crazy styles. I know there was a lot of people that at the time were doing like a half-shaved head. I considered that for a moment, cutting my bangs in weird ways. All that to say, heat damage. I think I felt the best about my hair when it was healthy. So I say condition, get a cut every so often while you're holding on to those dead ends. Let them go, set them free. I'm hard to get a haircut, okay? Right, Ray? Ray'd be like, please cut those ends. And I'll try to fight him, and he'll be like, girl, what are you holding on to? They're dead anyway. The best advice I've ever gotten about accessories is take one piece off before you walk out the door. And I love this because being Latina, I be trying to put on all the accessories at once. And sometimes that's just doing too much. So I think, growing up, like I was like, the bigger the earring, the better. Sometimes you can just look at yourself and go, you know what? Like right now with this outfit, I always wear signature pieces, like my necklaces, my bracelets never come off, but I can look at this and be like, maybe the watch is doing a lot. I've got earrings on, let me take off one piece, and then we're good. Social media is people's highlight reel of their life. It's what they want you to see, what they want you to believe. My mom gave me my best piece of advice, and here it is. If they don't know you personally, don't take it personal. And I love that because in hard times when people are saying things that just aren't true or just bullying or just being flat out mean, you have to remind yourself, this person doesn't know me, they don't love me, it's not my mom, it's not my sister. And I think that really allows me to get great perception on what's going on. I think that in those moments, I'm like, where is this coming from and who is this person? Oh, they have no profile pic. Got it. Dealing with haters, man. I think you have to constantly remind yourself that Beyonce has haters. Some of the most successful people we know get hated on, get spoken badly about. Jesus had haters, okay? Remind yourself that you're in good company and that when there's haters, you're doing something right. I think my whole life I've dealt with haters. Some of it was just that they just didn't like me, and I get that. I've met people before, the people that I've seen on TV, and I'm like, I just don't feel it. So at some point, I had to recognize that I'm gonna experience that too. There's gonna be people that are gonna love me, and there's gonna be people that are just not feeling me, and that's okay. You have to be okay with the fact that everyone isn't gonna love you, but you just need a few good people that do. When it comes to dealing with weight issues, it's so important that we recognize that we aren't just what we look like. Yeah, it's cute to put on cute clothes. Yeah, it's cute to take, hashtag OOTDs. But that isn't what makes you beautiful. Like, I think the moment we recognize that none of this actually matters, this is just fun and icing on the cake, cute, whatever, but like, You're not beautiful if you have an ugly heart. There's no cardio, there's no weightlifting, there is no soul cycle that can fix a bad heart. And the moment that you really put your time and energy that you're putting into beating yourself up about what you look like physically, into making sure that you've got a great heart, that you're doing things for others, that you're kind to people, that you smile at strangers in the street, that you're drinking water. What? I think the moment you take care of what's inside, you naturally are going to feel a lot more beautiful, no matter what weight you are, no matter what shape, no matter what you look like. The moment that you really acknowledge how beautiful your heart is, you're beautiful. When I'm not feeling comfortable in my own skin, I make lists. So I'm really weird about stuff like this. I like to make lists about things, pros and con lists, and I am very solution oriented. So I try to figure out, well, what is it that I'm not liking? If I wake up every day and I'm like, man, I'm so pissed I don't have a six pack, then I go and I eat a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel. You know, like, I have to be like, I'm not putting in the work. And the girls that are on Instagram with six packs, guess what? They're putting in the work. So that you have to be realistic about the role that you're playing in what you're unhappy about. With that being said, there are some things that you're not gonna be able to change. There are things that I can't change that I'm 4'11". Not that I've ever wanted to. But there are moments where I look at fashion and I'm like, man, I wish I could wear that. I wish I was, 100 pounds and 6 feet tall. But that's not my body type. I'm very curvy, I'm 4'11", I've got hips for days, I've got no torso, and I've got chicken legs. So I've just learned to accept that, learn to love that, learn to, for all the things that you complain about, make a list of the things that you do love about yourself. You have to find the positive things, and I think that will definitely outweigh the negative. Here is my best advice for dating, and I swear by this. Have you ever checked into an Airbnb or been on like Zillow or an apartment search and they have the filters? All right, guys, the name of this sermon is Change Your Filters. I promise it to you. I talk to my single girlfriends all the time about, how I literally, based on the filters that I have for who I wanted to date, I never would have ended up with my husband. I swore that I would never date a man with children. Well, I changed my filters. I didn't limit myself. I changed my filters on age. I think if a lot of my girlfriends said, okay, I'm only gonna date a man with a six pack, girl, the six pack could be inside the cooler, and then when you get with him, you guys can start running together. But imagine the amazing guy that you could be missing out on just because you're like, nope, he has to have a six pack. Nope, he has to be 6 feet. What if he's 5'10"? Like, you've got to change your filters and open up your eyes. Granted, I completely agree that there are certain things that you should hold true. Like, I wanted a man that had a relationship with God. That was important to me. I wanted somebody that would pray with me. That's important to me. But I used to be like, oh my God, he has to be a certain height. Those things go out the window. Like, love is love is love. And if you want true love, change your filters. I know this sounds so cliche. It's like everybody told me this, when you know, you know, when you know, and I went my whole life like, when you know, you know, this is so stupid. Like, these people don't even know what they're talking about. And then I experienced it for myself. In my past experiences in relationships, I actually used to resent my mother for the way that she raised me. Now you have to stay with me, people. I was raised with a lot of love and affection. We didn't have money, but I was as rich as can be when it came to love in my home. My mom told me every day, I love you, you're beautiful. She hugged me, she kissed me. She would build me up. She really built my self-esteem, made me recognize how important it was to have self-love. And then I got out in the world of dating. And it was a harsh reality for me to get out in the real world and recognize that people didn't love the way I loved. So one day I was on an airplane with Israel, coming from Orlando, and I will never ever forget, we were holding hands and just having a moment, and he just looked at me and said, why do you love me? I didn't have the answer in the moment, so I had to think about it, and I just sat there, and in the moment I was so overwhelmed that I started crying, and I was just like, because it hit me, I actually thought about it and I figured it out. And I was like, oh my God, you love me the way my mom loves me. Like, you tell me you love me. Oh, I get emo. You tell me you love me. You tell me I'm beautiful. It's not that like you think I need to hear it. It's that you actually think it about me, so you say it. When you love somebody, you just say, I love you. And I think that's how I knew he was the one for me. Whew. Get that credit score up. Credit, credit, credit. Okay, so it is important to get a credit card because you need to build a line of credit. I was always told, like growing up in the hood, like don't max out your cards, don't get a credit card. If like anyone calls you when you turn 18 to get a credit card, you don't want to end up in debt. So I would pay for things in cash. I learned that I actually needed a line of credit because that's how you can actually prove to creditors that you can take loans, a credit, and then at the end of the month, you can responsibly pay it off. When I turned a certain age and I'm like, oh, I want to take out a loan or I want a mortgage for a house, they were like, you have a low credit score. And I'm like, how can that be? I've never not paid my bills on time. I've never had a credit card that I was in debt for. They're like, it's not that. You don't have any line of credit. So I had to learn the hard way. So hopefully this advice is helpful to you. I think that there's nothing like seeing the world, and I think you can get an education, you could read books, or you can actually get out there and go see it for yourself. And for me, that's the way I learn. I love being in other countries, learning about other cultures, learning different languages. I also think it helps you be respectful of the life that you live and the life that other people live. If you only live in your four walls and you only see what's in front of you, I think you have a harder time being empathetic to other people's lives and other people's experiences. So I say travel as much as you can. Do you always have to travel in a luxurious way? Absolutely not. People underestimate the good old road trip. Me and Israel love a good road trip. When I tell you, we get playlists. I'm the DJ, of course, I can't drive. And we go to Santa Barbara. We even take weekends and go down to Malibu. So it doesn't always have to be where even if you can't afford an airline ticket, get in your car and go somewhere. Create an experience for yourself. And there's magic everywhere. When it comes to choosing the right career path for yourself or being passionate about it, my number one advice would be no one can do it for you but yourself. No one can believe in you for yourself. No one is going to believe in you if you don't believe in you. Why should I believe in you if you're confused and you're unsure? So I think sometimes you really, really, really have to be sure of yourself, be confident, recognize whatever that goal is and make a list of steps to get to that goal, short-term and long-term. And my number one thing is never give up. Never, ever, ever give up. If you have a real dream that is inside of your heart, never give up and continue to work towards it. That doesn't mean don't get a job until you become Brad Pitt and you're starring in a movie. No, like we gotta be realistic. Get a job that allows you to work towards your dream job. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think that you can use that money to work towards what the next step is and what the next step is and just keep moving on and moving forward. But I think definitely believing in yourself is the number one great advice. My best advice when it comes to friendships is honesty. Honesty is the key in friendships. Oh my God, I love this line. When someone shows you who they really are, believe them. So my thing is now at 34 going on 35, I'm like, look man, this is who I am. I'm gonna be honest with you. And crazy thing is when you're showing somebody who you really are, they in turn will have no choice but to show you who they really are. If you are in a conflict with them or you feel some type of way and you can just be honest and say, listen, I didn't like it the way you did this, or this hurt my feelings, or something as simple as, girl, I'm broke, I can't go to that fancy restaurant tonight. And if they turn around and say, oh, well, girl, then let's not go there, let's go somewhere cheaper. Or they say, you know what, girl, guess what? I got paid this week, I got you. Or they'll go, you don't have money? Guess what? All three of those responses showed you who that person truly is. And in that moment, don't beat yourself up. Don't stress yourself out like, oh my God, it's my fault that we're not friends. No, they showed you who you are. let it register, and keep it pushing. Girl, if Cardi B ain't the truth in this situation, if you ever are wondering if being you is whack, let me tell you right now, I saw a book cover and it said, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. And that is a word right there. And the proof of that is that with social media, obviously with YouTube as an incredible platform, people are showing who they truly are. Even from like a Lily Singh who, you know, was doing her own comedy and doing her own thing, something no one had ever done before. I'm sure a lot of people were like, that's weird. And now look at her, she's incredibly successful. Look at Cardi B. She is authentically who she is and unapologetic about it. And I think you could say what you want, you may not like it, but they are true to who they are. And I believe that if every single person in this world was true to who they are, authentically themselves all the time, I promise it to you that the blessings that were intended for you will be yours. So that is some of the best advice I've ever gotten. I want to hear what you guys think about it. You like it, you don't like it. I hope some of this advice was helpful to your heart, your mind. Let me know some of the best advice you've ever received in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. Love you guys. Mwah.